All right, so any shop owner or anybody that has a shop at their house, whatever, can feel my pain on this. Come like fall, winter time, all the leaves are falling off the trees. Here in Florida, at least, it's like right now. And we are fighting this battle with all these freaking leaves. And it literally will pile up in the shop, and it just, I hate it. It's dirty, I hate it. So we have a solution. We're gonna try something here. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work because we've sat here with blowers and blown this thing out, but something every shop owner should probably get and purchase for this reason. It's probably gonna be an airboat. I mean, it's gotta work. We'll see. You see how the front of the shop looks right now? And it might not look too bad, but it really is. It sucks. Like, there was like a pile of leaves inside the doors, and I was like, come on, man. Like, trying to work on trucks and just walking through leaves and crap. But let's see what happens here. We're gonna start over here because these are all blowing this way today. So we're gonna start here and hopefully blow these that way, back the truck up if we have to, and blow the rest of them out of here. See what happens. Get the rest of it out here, but it worked really, really good. So it worked. As you can see, nothing left in front of the shop. We're gonna have a clean shop for the rest of the day. So again, every shop owner should just get an airboat. It's that simple. I don't care where you're at. Don't have to be in Florida. Look, at airboats are useful everywhere. Hey everybody. So today I want to talk about my latest project that I'm gonna start getting into soon on the channel. This will be the first full project we build on the channel. It's going to be the most in-depth project I've ever done. We're talking doing a full frame off swap, bodies, engines, completely different, something totally different. So looking forward to it. First thing I get to do like that on the channel, and it's going to be, you know, pretty awesome, I think. So here is what we got to work on. 78 Chevrolet. So here is the next JH Diesel project. This is a 1978 Chevy C20 Camper Special. This thing has been sitting in my barn for 9 years. And before that, it sat at a friend's house for about 3 years. I haven't pulled it out. I haven't touched it. Nothing. The body is in fairly decent shape for what it is. It's a 78 C20 all original Camper Special. I mean, the bumpers will clean up pretty nice. The body's in fair condition. It does have the common cab corner rust, things like that. The molding's coming off here. Not a huge deal. We can get some 3M, tape that stuff back up. But all in all, the truck's in really good shape, in my opinion. It's just been sitting. So we're going to pull it out today, kind of address everything, see what's going to take to get this rig on the road. So I'll explain to you exactly what our plan is for it here in a minute. All right, so the background of the truck is pretty cool. So me and my boss back in 2007, 2008, we were actually driving down the road at a stoplight, and he had a S10 with a small block Chevy in it, ton of Ram come out of the hood, dual carbs. And this guy just runs up to the truck at a stoplight and just goes, "Hey, I have a truck that you guys will be interested in, or one of you guys will be interested in." So gave us his business card, went back, and we're just kind of, talking. I was like, "Are you interested?" He's like, "I got enough projects right now." He's like, "I don't really need anything else." And I was like, "All right, well, I'm kind of interested. Let me go take a look at this rig." So get a hold of the guy, call him up, run over to his house. He didn't live far from us, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. So is in a neighborhood. And the story behind the truck was, it was his dad's truck. His dad passed away. And the truck was actually a full on running, driving, nothing wrong with it at the time. I mean, it was just, there was nothing, had a couple minor things, but it was in actually very good condition for what it was. So it's sitting in his driveway. He's like, "My HOA is getting on me. I got to get rid of this thing." So I was like, "I mean, what are you thinking?" He's like, $500. I was like, "Wait, what?" So he's like, I was like, "It runs and drives?" He's like, "It runs, drives. The brakes are kind of messed up, so you got to do something about the brakes." But at the time, the truck had a 454 big block with a turbo 400 trans. It's two-wheel drive. These camper specials are pretty unique. I mean, I did some research on it when I bought it, and it came with a pretty awesome drivetrain. So we get in there, it had like a brand new Edelbrock carb. I fire it up, it runs. I'm like, heck yeah. So hop in it, and I'm like, at the time, we're talking, I'm like 18 years old. I'm like, I'm just gonna drive this thing home. So I hop in it and start going down the road. I make it like 5 miles. I pull into the gas station. The right rear wheel locks up, completely locks up solid as I hit the brakes. Don't know why. And like smoking, and then pull in, the whole exhaust just falls out, like hits the ground. I'm just like, whoops. So now I'm running a truck, big block, open headers, or open whatever, manifolds, whatever. Pretty much it broke off right behind those. So I'm cruising down the road in this thing, loud as can be. Did burnouts with it. It was awesome. So the whole reason now why it's taken apart was I was young. I was 18. I was like, cool, I'm going to build something cool for this thing. It's got a big block in it. I wasn't, doing a ton with the diesels at the time. The diesels were still kind of somewhat of a newer market in, that time. So I went ahead and basically went to college, actually. So actually, yeah, that's what happened. I bought the truck, and then about 6-8 months later, I went to college. And so I was gone at college. My boss was like, "Hey, you ever gonna do anything with this truck you bought?" And I was like, "Not really." He's like, "Well, let me get it." And so I was like, "All right, man, yeah, you can get it." So he goes to my house, picks it up. I'm up, states away, picks it up, takes it back to his place. And now it's his truck again, or no, for the first time. So it's his truck. So he picks it up and takes it back. He rips the motor and transmission out of it because he's going to use it in a project he's working on. He was really big into gas Chevys and stuff like that. So he rips all apart, basically just is like, I don't really care too much about the truck, pushes it out in his yard, and it sat in his yard ever since. So basically that thing sat there from when I was in college, I want to say like 2 or 3 years. And sat there, didn't do anything with it. I actually moved to this house, got out of college, worked for about a year and a half, and maybe 2 years. And I hit him up. I'm like, "Yo, what are you gonna do with that truck? It's still sitting in your yard. Let me get it." So let me get it back. So he's like, "Just come get it. I don't need it. Whatever. I already got my engine trans out of it." He wasn't worried about the body. So I roll over there. I pick the truck up, grab it, come back here with it. And it literally got rolled in this barn and has sat here ever since, not been touched. That's been 9 years now. So going on 9 to 10 years, 11 I moved here. So yeah, honestly, 10 years that truck's been sitting in that barn, not to mention before that. And when we first got it, the truck was super clean. So like I said, I haven't completely pulled it out. Stuff's just been piling up around it for the past few years. So I'm going to start pulling it out today, and we'll go from there. So you're probably wondering what we're going to do with the truck. That's where it gets interesting. So what I'm actually going to do is my plan, and help me out with this, I'm gonna check some comments out, see what you guys think. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take the body, bed, everything off this frame. There's a 78 frame, it's older, weaker. We're gonna pull everything out of this, and everything caused, you know, up top, whatever. And what I have is, I have this truck. It's a single cab, 2500 HD, 4-wheel drive. It's got a 6-liter gas engine in it, 4L80 transmission. I'm gonna rip all that stuff out of it. And the plan right now is to put a pretty high horsepower Duramax in it. I'd like to have something over 1,000 horse at the tire in it. Compound turbos most likely. Something that I can take in just a fun street strip truck. It's 4-wheel drive already. I want to put the body and stuff on a newer chassis rather than restoring everything on that chassis. I think it's a lot more work. This chassis got 4-wheel disc brakes. It's going to be 4-wheel drive. It's going to have, it's a bolt of Duramax right in it. So pretty much it'll be making my custom cab mounts and setting the body where I want to set it out on the frame, and then possibly lowering it. The wheelbase is a little bit longer on this truck, so we're going to have to possibly shorten the frame a little bit. We got to set it all up there and see how it looks. But I really think that's probably the best route to go. So the plan is body, bed, cab, everything comes off there, bumpers, mount it on this frame. All this truck is, I got it pretty cheap in like a trade deal a few years ago, so it really doesn't have any value to me on it. And now I'll have a spare 6.0 gas motor, LS with a, or whatever, LQ9 block with a 4L80 behind it. What will I do with that? I have no idea. So that's the plan right now. Just so you guys know what we're going to do with it. So basically Duramax swap, 1,000+ horsepower. I don't want to say it's going to be ready for race week, but my plan is to possibly get it ready for race week this year. I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time. Project's going to be kind of big, so I don't know. So anyways, that's the plan. What we're going to do right now is we're going to pull this truck out of the barn, assess some stuff on the body, see how the interior and everything is, and yeah, we'll just check it out so everybody can see it. Stuff is just piled up in the bed all around it. There's actually some new stuff there. I'm surprised that's in there, but man, I have to get all this stuff out of here. 6.0 radiator, 6.0 intercooler. Let's see here. That bumper should be good. Get this window. We got a 5R110 transmission that's in very bad shape out of a 6.4. Yeah, so door looks like it's been cracked over there, like it's open. I hope not. They need a printer. So anyways, all right, so let me start moving this stuff out of the way and get this thing out of here. These are actually the fenders to the mud truck. I wonder if it's, I know how many people are just like, yeah, I'm gonna build this one day. Sits in their barn, piles up around stuff. I mean, I know it's very common. All right, everything's pretty much out of the way enough to get out of here. It's gonna be kind of tricky. I'm gonna try to do this by myself. As you can see, the truck's kind of crooked in there. So maybe I can open the door, turn the steering wheel, and get it to where, but the tire's a little low over here too. But when we actually got this truck in this shop, or in this barn, none of this was here. So all of this is, you know, been built around since, and this thing's just been kind of sitting here watching everything happen. So let me try to get something hooked to it and get it pulled out, and we'll go from there. Hopefully it pulls out easily and we don't have to get anybody in there to steer it. I'm hoping it pulls right out, but if not, we'll have to hop in there and turn this thing. First time in sunlight in 10 years, but she is out looking good. So this actually wasn't here. There was a dent in the door, which wasn't there whenever I sold it or gave it to my boss, my old boss, and it's in there now. And there actually used to be, the way this truck, when I got it, let's see here, there's a fuel tank there, but this thing actually ran off a fuel cell in the bed. It had like a big, massive fuel cell that was like, probably went back to like right here. So that's gone. The hood's back there. The hood's looking a little rough, but that's what happens when it sits forever. So, but all in all, man, she is a straight unit. So this is the worst part, the rust, which I think I'm just gonna leave it. I love the old look. It's got a little bit of patina on the fenders. You know, you pull up next to this thing and it's a 1,000 horsepower diesel with a stack coming out of the hood. I mean, you're gonna be like, what the hell? Get this thing, move it up a little bit. Still had air conditioning in it. This truck was really nice actually when I got it, and especially for 500 bucks, it was like a really good deal. So the driver's side is straight. I haven't seen the driver's side in forever. Tires are still holding the air after 10 years. Yeah, she's definitely a little rough. So let's take a look inside and see what we're working with. That's so cool. Camper special. You know, she's a little bit rougher than last time I remember looking inside this thing. I really hope that the idea I have still works. Oh man, I don't think the dash was even cracked before, but could be wrong. Look at this thing, all original. Glove box is right there. I don't know if that's original. That might be, I don't know. Got your tape deck. So all right, 81,772 miles. Who knows if that's correct? That thing might have been rolled over a couple times for all we know. But man, it's really not terrible. I mean, look at the dust on this thing. Barn find. Oh, I need some hinges. I need more than that. Might need a door. Definitely might be a little bit more work than whenever I parked it 10 years ago, but let's see if we can get done with it. Let's go to the passenger side, see how this door opens up. Man, it really was in a lot worse condition than when I parked it here 10 years ago. I guess that's what happens. Anyways, I do think that we can get it cleaned up though and looking pretty cool, and hopefully do some cool drag racing and stuff with it. Just about everything I own, that door is nice. You guys know me, and you know, like, everything I own, I'm gonna drive the crap out of it. So I'd rather not have like a beautiful, nice looking old C10 or C20. I'd rather have something that's a little beat up and it's fast, rather than having something that's super nice and fast, because this thing being, it's gonna be the 4-wheel drive conversion, all that stuff. We'll probably be doing sand drags with it. We'll probably do sled pulling with it. Whatever I can get this thing to do, we're gonna do it. So you've seen the truck. Now let's go check out the engine. So here is the engine that will be going in that truck. So this engine actually came out of my old black dually. It's got a SoCal dampener on it. My old black dually I used to do the donuts and the burnouts with, you guys saw back in the past. And this engine is actually built. It's got a lot of trash sitting around. I think I pulled it out about 2 or 3 years ago. But this put down 650 horse at the tire, and I think around 1,100 foot-pounds of torque. So it's been sitting here ever since. It's got Carrillo rods in it, stock crank, SoCal 6480 cam. I think that's there. It's got stage 1 or stage 2 heads on it, profab manifolds, bigger injectors. Obviously had a bigger turbo. The turbo's gone though. I actually sold that with the truck. So there's our donor engine. It's actually a LMM Duramax engine. The issue with this engine is it actually cracked a piston. I don't remember which cylinder it was, but I was actually towing my big gooseneck, towing the mud truck back from a big event, and went to go lay in the throttle pulling my 40 footer, and next thing you know, it just started blowing a bunch of white smoke out. So that was not cool. So it does have a cracked piston. Cylinder wall might be messed up. I've got a couple other engines that I'm going to use as a core if I have to. So if I got to use a different block, but these pistons were like a regular cast piston, like a mall cast basic piston. They've come out with a lot better technology, a lot better pistons since then. I mean, I think I bought these pistons like 8-10 years ago. So back then it was like you bought a forged piston, which on a daily driver would wear out very quickly. It would wear the ringlands out, start causing blow-bys, what a lot of guys were saying. Still true to this day as far as I believe. Now they've come out with some other pistons that'll hold, been known to hold up to 2,000 horsepower and not do that. So that's the plan, to put some of those in there. We're gonna get with the engine builder on this thing. Hopefully have him go through everything, balance it, get all the parts right for it. Because I would like to see, 1,000+ horsepower at the tire on this thing in that truck. So we're gonna get the engine. I've also got a built transmission that we built years ago. We're actually gonna put behind it. It's a built Allison. It should be good. It's all billet parts, billet internals, converter, everything's done on it. We should be able to put that thing in there and hold the power that we're wanting to hold. So here's our engine. There's our truck. That's going to be the project. So we'll see how this stuff goes. So you guys have seen the truck. You've seen the engine. You know what we're doing to it. You know what the project's all about. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to probably be the fastest truck I've ever owned. So I'm really excited about that. I've had some 12-second trucks, some dipping in the 11s, but really hoping to go a lot faster with this thing. So you know what it's all about. Let us know. I'll check the comment section, see if you guys got any good ideas and stuff like that. I mean, I'm just really excited about building it. So that's our next project. Keep an eye out for it. This is not going to be something done overnight. This is going to take us a good little while, and we might not get back to this project for maybe a month or two. I don't know yet. I got to get room in the shop. There's still some stuff to do with the big truck right now to get it ready for some mud events coming up at the beginning of the year. So I think next month we got a couple of events and stuff like that. So bear with me on it, but I do want to get this thing back there. We got to work on the race truck a little bit too, get that thing out of the back of the shop, and then this thing can come in and get our donor truck tore apart and then start mocking this thing up. Super excited. So thank you guys for watching the JH Diesel channel. We'll see you next time.